Yeah, which is good though. I can't complain.
You do them always on like just Sunday or what?
I need to split it up on like another day too, man. Like I have everybody send their stuff in on Saturday and
Hmm.
then I'll work through it on Sunday. But yeah, like if I have to work out, like it just takes forever.
Yeah, I usually do like I have people do Friday, Saturday, Sunday, just whatever works for them, right? And
Yeah.
Saturday morning, I have a few people that send them like 6 a.m. So while I'm finishing my workout, I'll do cardio and I'll just like start firing through those
Yeah. So
quick.
that's a good idea, man.
Hmm.
I just hate waiting. Like I used to have people that send me their shit like 4 in the afternoon. I'm like, what the fuck? I'm not dealing with this at 4 in the afternoon, man.
No,
You
I
know?
I even just sent a message to one of my clients today, and he's been like 3 weeks in a row sending them at like 6:30, 7 o'clock, and I've been like, man, like I need you to send me these at lunchtime at the latest, bro.
100%, man.
What's up, Rye?
What up, fellas? How we doing?
Good,
Good,
you?
man. Good.
Oh, just rolling out at the crack of dawn.
There
Yeah.
you go. You got to
Just
work
living the
last night,
midnight
Ryan
life.
said. You had a long night at work?
Wasn't too bad. It was just 8 hours.
Oh, that's not
But
bad.
I'm not designed for nights, so I am very sleepy.
Yeah, I feel you on that, bro.
Coffee in the carbon mug to make the day better.
You're golden now. All right.
It's on the agenda for today.
Yeah, how do you want to go about this, Ryan?
Well, I got what we put down here the other week and kind of what we wanted to chat about. Maddie, you said you want to do a little brief intro, a little background,
Yeah.
and then into training styles, athlete caliber in terms of what we see in our kind of alliance.
Mhm.
And then Ryan mentioned the O predictions, and then you said maybe till next one, but the video is probably not going to come out for at least a few days
So,
anyway. We're 3 weeks away now, so I think we could definitely touch on that because, dude, it's looking fucking nuts.
it's
We're
true.
gonna have to write that shit down.
You said you got a good amount of Q&As, right? So
Yeah, I got about like 6 or 7 decent ones. Obviously, get some stupid ass ones I'm not going to even bother asking. But
I couldn't remember if we said we were going to do that this week or next. So as soon as I saw yours, like, damn it, I failed already. Here we go.
oh no,
Good start.
we don't got to go through like a whole boatload of them, right? But just have a few of them,
yeah.
Let me see if any more came in. But yeah, dope.
So the first official deep dive.
First
We're
one.
in it. We're in it.
Good, man.
I
So
can already see the t-shirts.
Maddie, you're on my left, so I'll let you start with a little background and intro.
Sure, why not? So, my name is Matt Coates, MC Physiques, or people like to call me Mick Physiques. I'm not fucking Scottish by any means. Let's put that out there now.
You sure? I don't know. Your skin color kind of
I
looks.
don't know, man. Maybe the light coming down on me right now might fool you. But way back, started as a PT at Good Life. That was like the main thing for a while, and then went to school for Chinese medicine, acupuncture. Graduated that, ended up going back to school for massage therapy. Was a whole online personal trainer in between that throughout the whole 6 year span. And then went back to Good Life, stupidly, wasting my time. And then had enough for the whole politics and, oh, you got to sell 20 grand. No. So quit that, did my own thing. And I've just been coaching now for probably 7 or 8 years in total, on and off, but consistently the last 3 years. So that's like the main thing. And then now massage, obviously. But yeah, been in love with training since like young. I think grade 8 is where I started training. Summer grade 8, grade 9.
Mhm.
Just doing like stupid basement shit. No curls for the girls,
Yeah.
but gotta have my recess girls all loving me, right? But other than that, man, that's pretty much like the condensed version of everything.
And did you find that you started training because you just like rolled into it, or you were a big
Ah,
guy in high school, right? So was that part
Yeah,
of it?
football was it was actually a football injury that got me into training. I tore my ACL, my MCL, and ripped out a bit of my meniscus. And then I played back one season after that with a brace, and I was just the target on the fucking field.
Sure.
And yeah, it was just horrible, man. So I got hit a few times. I was like, I'm just gonna take ownership of hurting myself and not have anybody else hurt me. So I just stuck to the gym after that and called it quits with playing football. But I
And
love
you didn't
football,
become
man.
the proverbial, I would have made it to the NFL if it weren't for that injury, bro.
I might have, bro. I might have. You never know. I would have been on the bench probably, but I might have made it somewhere. Maybe CFL, who knows? But no, I love ball, but it just wasn't for me at the end of the day. Like just too many concussions and injuries. You know how it is. Yeah,
Very well.
yeah.
Right.
In a nutshell.
I mean, I'm up. All right. I am one of Ryan Squared on this podcast, Ryan Kehoe. So
Better looking Ryan.
hardly. So at the beginning of next year, I am going to be launching with my business partner, Chase, RC Fitness. We went pretty straightforward. My initial and his kept it real creative.
It works.
I've dabbled in coaching, kind of like, on and off throughout the years. I've been a registered nurse since 2015. Throughout that time, I did like some stints of personal training as like a part-time side gig while working full-time as a nurse. Very much in line with what Maddie was saying, is just sometimes like that in-person working for a big box gym's just not checking off all your boxes in terms of fulfillment. So that only had a pretty short shelf life. Otherwise, yeah, right now, like just finally really wanted to establish that base knowledge, establish myself kind of within my own training, with my own knowledge before really branching out and deciding like, okay, I think I'm actually smart enough now to help people and people might actually take me seriously. So that's why we're going to be launching that in the new year. Very much looking forward to that.
Nice.
In terms of starting training, pretty superficial, like very similar to what Matt was saying, around like 13, 14. I did see pumping iron for the very first time.
Nice.
So naturally that kind of launched. And then like 2 years later, 300 came out, and that like really solidified it. They're like, okay, I need to up my game here. Like,
I'll be a gladiator, bro.
yeah. So I mean, hence we're still rocking the Gerard Butler beard to this day. So obviously that was pretty influential.
There you go.
Yeah, in terms of that, been like probably bodybuilding proper now, like 7, 8 years, like training kind of on and off, like pretty religiously through different modalities, but didn't really find a home in like true bodybuilding probably till like 7, 8 years ago.
Solid.
That's about it, man. That's as exciting as it gets for me.
So we've all been in the game pretty much the same span of time then.
Yeah, I'd say so.
Yeah. Go ahead, Ryan.
Thanks, brother. So my name is Ryan Phillips. I run Phase 1 Fitness. Same as Ryan and Maddie, got into training around the age of 13, 14, 15. Started with a friend of mine who actually took me to LA Fitness, and I kept going in under his brother's tag for
Nice.
6 months. And then all of a sudden I go to tag in, and wouldn't let me in because he had already just come in. And I was 13 at the time, right? So had to call my dad up. They wanted to give me, shit, so to say. And then my dad ended up buying me a membership, and that's kind of how we started there. But, played football since I was 8, had the hopes of going, somewhere anyway. And
what position did you play?
I played everything, man.
Okay.
Like, honestly, everything. When I was younger, I was a little bit chunkier, so I was on the O and D line. Grew into that, started playing like the skilled positions, running back, receiver, and then high school played quarterback and, oddly enough, outside linebacker. Very weird.
I was gonna say, I see the Tom Brady thing you got going on. I get it. I see it.
And then worked on the railway for a bit, for about 4 years, and left that to pursue something that brought me a little bit more happiness. And always felt that the gym, just being there, brought me that. And I found that through that and helping people, whatever capacity that could have been, I figured that I could mesh those two together, and here we are now, kind of doing our own thing for the last 3.5 years officially. And bodybuilding wise, started in 2016, my first show naturally, and took, as you guys know, took a couple of years off there and figured my shit out, and now we're getting back into it. So it feels good to be back, and
Nice.
feeling more myself now that I'm back into it.
Well, the time is needed, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
Nothing
Those
wrong.
last updates you posted were nuts, by the way, man. You look really good.
Thanks, brother. Appreciate it.
I saw them cheeks sliding in there.
No, you're coming along nice, man. It's good to see that things have started to kick off well for you, man.
Are you getting nervous yet?
Well, no, we're gonna do the same show. You never know.
I feel like I gotta
Thank
jump
God
in
you're
the
taller than me, so we're okay.
yeah. Oh, we'll see each other in the overall, brother.
Yeah, that's true.
I feel like I gotta jump in this show now. I feel left out.
God.
Postpone my plans a little.
Well, you're open now. You're the bodybuilder.
Oh yeah, no, I don't think I can make 212 to save my life.
No,
that'd be
I
tough.
think my skeleton weighs like 205 pounds. So I mean, like, it wouldn't be a good look for me.
No, definitely not, man. It'll be a waste of time in your advanced self. But no, that's good to know. So everybody kind of has the same background, which is cool.
Mhm.
You weren't in a commercial gym, right? Right?
Oh, I was at Good Life for a little bit. I started at the desk there.
Right. You were at Good Life. Other Ryan.
Oh no, not Good Life. It was I did it through. It was like a local gym here. Like they have like a couple locations just in the Windsor area.
Right, because we trained at your Good Life before, if I'm correct, just before you quit.
Me?
Yeah.
I don't have one. So
No, we trained in like Aurora. That was in Aurora.
Oh, okay. Gotcha.
Right?
Yeah. They have the basketball gym outside, or the basketball net.
Oh, you did come to that one?
Yeah.
Okay,
That was
the one. That was the one I used to go to. That wasn't the one I worked at, but that was the one I used to go to. Yeah.
Gotcha.
That one was pretty sick, actually.
It was a nice little setup, man. It was probably one of the better Good Lives I've been to.
Yeah, definitely. They have a huge, just training space that's wide and open. And they have an upstairs and downstairs for training, which is sweet. So
yeah, I didn't mind it one bit, man.
Solid gym.
Yeah. So what's our first topic to deep dive into? What are we going to start with?
I think we could start right into, the CPA and what we're seeing there and what we're not seeing there, and go from there. So,
well, go ahead.
I think firstly, touching on the caliber of athletes, like we were discussing the other day there, now that we've gotten rid of provincials, like in the States, they still have their city regionals and their state championships and then all that shit. Right now we just have a regional moving on to a national level show, and you're seeing dudes that are coming up looking like they're doing it for TikToks that you've seen, but even
that guy was a bit outrageous,
right? But you still even see
him though.
You still even see guys that look, girls, guys, whatever, that look like that, and not to discredit their hard work, but either they don't fully understand what this sport entails, or their coach just is blowing smoke to make a couple extra bucks, right?
Yeah. And I think you're right. Like when they had the provincials, it was a lot more competitive. Like you would not see one person on the national stage that quote unquote didn't belong. You know what I mean? Like everybody there came in looking like nails. Even the girls were fantastic, So I don't know why they really got rid of it, to be honest. I think it wasn't the smartest decision in terms of the caliber of and quality of athletes, but as a money making thing, it makes great sense. I get that.
Sure.
Like you have a lot more people touching the stage,
sure,
and whatnot. But at the end of the day, though, I think like we all come in spot on pretty much, right? So it doesn't really phase us, but like it drags the show on if you have 30 people that really don't belong. I don't know who am I to say who belongs and doesn't belong? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like,
Very, very
But I
true.
mean, I think in eliminating that show, as you alluded to earlier, the people that want to do it for whatever reasons, whether it be like, just to have those sweet Instagram shots or because like their buddy's doing it, that's all well and good when there's like multiple tiers you got to make through it. You do your little local show,
yeah,
call it a day. You got your Instagram photos. But now there's such a greater chance of one of those people sneaking through the cracks and they wind up on a national stage having like no business being there. You know what I mean?
yeah. And like, I don't know, like I've seen a few people like that before, and it's just like I don't want to say there should be like a quality check, be like, all right, like
100%.
you know what I
100%.
mean? Like
I've
just
always said
like,
like, sorry, finish what you're saying. Sorry.
oh no, like even at like the check-ins like the night before, she'd be like, okay, like Johnny, like this might not be for you type of thing, you know?
100%.
It's like
Even from like the promoter's standpoint, like, yes, I get it. You're making money off of every athlete, and the guy who forgot to diet's paying just as much to be there as any of us are. But I
yeah,
mean, like, just from like a credibility standpoint, like as a promoter, I'd want to look at everybody and just be like, I'm sorry, I don't think you should be here today.
yeah, it's
Here
like
is a refund.
and I think that's a great decision, you know, like even at Legends Cup, the quality of athletes at that show was phenomenal.
Mhm.
Like there's maybe one or two like people that didn't really like belong or whatever, but like it's funny, you could look at shows and be like, all right, like clients ask me all the time, what would be a good show to do? And I always want to place them in a quality show, right?
Mhm.
So it's funny how you could go about like picking and choosing based off of who's actually going to be there and like what's been like in the past and whatnot, right? But they need to figure out something, man. I don't know.
Mhm.
And going back to your point about, money, which, everything is about nowadays, I can see where the relation to that comes into play for those national shows because they're paying
Yeah.
more for the bigger venue and all that shit. But even, when they had the OPA provincials, those shows were massive, man.
And
Mhm.
everybody was spot on.
100%.
I
So
don't know. Maybe it's not even that. Maybe it's like the whole Instagram facade of people competing. Everybody and their mom thinks they can do it, you know?
Mhm.
It could be that plays a like everybody wants to be C-Bum. Like
mhm.
you're far from him, of course, but like I don't know. I think social media might also have a thing to play with it. I don't know.
You see a lot of guys that I think because of social media being so widely available and we're seeing bodybuilding more than we've ever even seen in the last
Yeah.
4 years, right? So guys that are in the sport, we're seeing more bodybuilding, and people who have never been in the sport, whether they're maybe an athlete and just have a decent physique, or
Hmm.
might see that and be like, oh man, like I can do that. It's just so much easily more accessible
Yeah.
than it was. So I could see that being a factor, but then I think that comes down to then, people, there needs to be some sort of, whether it be like a workshop, a class, or whatever,
Hmm.
people to understand what the fuck this is actually gonna do and entail, and the repercussions, the pros, the cons, money.
And
It's a
yeah,
fucking very expensive sport too, right? So even going through that.
and I think like you could break it down into like the CPA maybe not like holding a caliber of whatever, then social media, then even like some of these everybody's a coach nowadays, right? Like you have whoever's sister coaching somebody that has no means of ever coaching anybody. And it's just like they're putting these people on stage blowing smoke up their ass, like, oh, you're gonna do fine. It's like maybe
Mhm.
not do that. I don't know.
Mhm.
Like, it's just ridiculous.
Thankfully, I think the majority of coaches that we all know are actually fairly good
Yeah,
at what they do. I have seen within those coaches now some of their clients becoming coaches.
yeah.
And that's where it starts getting a little bit, not to say iffy, because I think also if this is something someone wants to pursue, they need to start somewhere,
Yeah,
right?
for
Absolutely.
sure.
But like you said, now everyone's either just done one show or two shows, and yeah, I know how to do everyone's fucking hormones and metabolism and blah blah blah, right?
I've seen about 10 people this season become coaches, and they've done one show, or they dropped out of the show but still became a coach. It's like, that's gonna be a quality product on stage for you, you know? I don't know, man. It's just, I think CPA has some things to figure out, of course. I like the provincial thing personally, but I think there's a lot of factors like Instagram, people wanting to become coaches and when they shouldn't be, you know, but I don't know. It's fine. I find it very interesting to see.
Definitely. And even, you know, that going back to people not understanding, you know, either who they are or what bodybuilding exactly is. Same coaching, right? They don't know who the F they are and what they want to do. And maybe they just think, oh, this is flashy and seems like the thing to do now. So let me try and do that.
Yeah, for sure. And it's just like treat it as like a fad or whatever you want to call it, right?
And that's what I feel. That's what I feel. Honestly, bodybuilding's almost become is a fad and the thing to do. And I think that, like we just said, you know, shows on stage that it's not as serious as what it once may have been.
Yeah, because like when you and I started competing, we did our second show together or third, I don't know.
Yeah.
But like even back then, like it was a very like small community, and now it's like quadrupled in size just within like the Ontario region, you know?
Absolutely.
Yeah. So I mean, the bigger it gets, great. Like it brings more attention to like what we do, but not always good attention, of course, especially like in the open divisions, but I think it'll finesse itself in some sort of way eventually.
And I think, as we had said, I think like having so many eyes on it, regardless of like the few negative things that come with it, it's always going to be a positive. You know what I mean? Like having more people in the sport now than ever, I think is nothing but a good thing. And while social media has so much terrible information to disseminate, I think the people that like truly care, truly want to weed through it can kind of find their way to all that good information and eventually get there. It might just take a little bit longer than it might have in the past.
By all means, like I had a consultation with a girl yesterday, actually. Long story short, she ended up working with some coach that was like a local pro, and she was just like R-bombing her like constantly. Like she was paying her like 300 or 350 a month, and she wasn't getting any sort of like quality service. I'm like, just because there's like that IFBB pro tag or that like doctorate type of thing in our sport doesn't mean you should be coaching people or know what you're doing, you know?
No.
So, like you said, it's great that there's a lot more like eyes on us and like what we're doing, and it brings more money to the sport and reputation, but it has to get finessed out somehow, man.
Agreed.
Yeah.
All right. So, well, now that we're still on the topic of the CPA and shows, Maddie, what are you gearing up to do first? Your debut.
The debut to Classic. Board shorts. Yeah. So hopefully Legends is the one we aim for. I think that's
October.
So just under a year now, 40-ish weeks, 44 weeks, something like that. I don't know.
Yeah.
So that's what the eyes are on. And then Nationals the week after. So we should soon find out and see how the men's physique guy does. I feel confident. I think I'll do okay.
Oh man, you'll do very well. You'll do. Oh,
absolutely.
I think I'll hold my own.
Are you maybe considering like still doing both, maybe, or you're just like fuck the board shorts?
He burned them already.
Like, you know how some people wear board shorts, but they don't like it doesn't suit it. You know, like they look like they're a classic dude or a bodybuilder.
Yeah.
Like if I get down to that point, it just doesn't look proportionate to men's physique. I'm not even gonna bother with it. You know,
I don't know, man. Now that like you filled out a lot, like I think your last show you depleted quite hard and you lost quite a bit of size.
I hit stage at 167.
Yeah, that was fucked up.
Yeah, and I was ready at like 185, 190.
Right.
But I just do the shit coaching, you know.
And I'm so surprised that that went that way for you because, you know, of the hype around that
coach.
coach. Yeah.
Yeah, well, that's the thing. Like, we were ready like 4 weeks out, maybe 3 weeks out. And we were only doing check-ins bi-weekly, which is a horrible idea when you're at that point in the prep. And even like at peak week, we checked in the Monday, the Wednesday, and then Saturday. So like it's a very like cookie cutter type of ordeal, you know, and it just didn't pan out. Like even Chanel, she had saw me, she was taking the check-in photos.
Yeah.
And you remember Tyler Toplin, my buddy?
Yep.
And Tap saw me in the gym one day, and Chanel was there, like doing her own thing. And he went over to Chanel. He didn't tell me personally. And he's like, "What the fuck happened to Coates?" Told me after the fact. I'm like, "Oh, you could have told me then, bro. Like we could have like manipulated our own thing, but it was too far gone at that point, man."
How much were you paying him?
He was
probably an American too, right?
Always American. I think it was like $325 American a month.
Fuck.
Something like that. So
for check-ins every 2 weeks.
In the off season, once a month.
So you had to pay double that in order to get the weekly check-in then?
No, it was the same price
like
in the off season. It was still $325 American in the off season for one check-in a month.
That's fucked up, man.
Yeah.
That's very surprising. Very surprising.
It was a shit ordeal. But it is what it is. Like I'm not
Did he have you on T3s?
Pardon?
Did he have you on T3s?
The whole circus, buddy.
Yeah.
I think it was T3, Clen, Winnie, VAR. I think that was all the orals we had used. And obviously like trend masks and test. How did I forget test? But yeah. So it was a very basic stuff, but a very cookie cutter program, man. Like if I looked at the same program he had sent me years ago, it would have been the same drug cycle.
Yeah, no doubt.
Like it was. I pulled it up and it was the exact same thing. So it wasn't catered to me one bit or my body weight or anything. So it just ran me down. But we're at 235, 233 now. I think my cutoff is 205 possibly. So we should max it right out, hopefully.
That'll be nice.
Yeah, so it'd be 30 some odd pounds on stage from the last show.
Great.
Well, it shouldn't be that hard because you fucked me up.
It'll be an entirely different look. Like entirely.
Oh, yeah.
Like your arms were gone. Your arms were fucking gone.
Had nothing.
I know.
Had nothing. Yeah.
Shredded as fuck though. Like.
Well, yeah, I was wearing like a size like medium. I think a medium was even baggy on me at one point, man. It was like
that's crazy.
Yeah, it was a bad look, but Legends is the goal.
Nice, man.
Yeah.
What about you, Ryan?
Yeah. What about you, Ryan?
Well, I mean, as I said earlier, I mean, I feel like I got to jump ship now with you guys being there. No, so the plan, I'm thinking probably the Fuad Abiyad Championships. He usually does that like end of May.
Nice.
That's an awesome show. Chase, my business partner, did it last year. Like the show was incredible. Fuad and Paul did a really, really good job. Venue was awesome.
They always put on a good show, man.
Oh yeah, it was so good. It was one of like the better shows I've been to in a long time. And then pro qualifies usually like a week or two after that. So that's the goal.
So we all have
open debut. Idea. We'll see how it goes.
We all have the same idea. Do one show, then nationals right after.
But you're thinking 2024, right?
No, 2023.
Oh, next year?
Yeah.
Okay, fucking right, man. I thought you were waiting for another fucking year of off season.
No, man, it's been like
that's exciting.
2 already. I don't even know if I'm good.
Wicked. No,
give him another year, you'd get up to like 300 pounds, right?
No, thanks, man. No, thank you. I'm good.
What are you at now?
I'm weighing about, depending on the day, like 256, 258.
And how tall are you?
Like just I call myself 6'1" to feel cool, but like probably just shy of the 6'1" mark.
Okay, so that's a good amount of meat on you, man.
Seriously.
We're getting there. We're getting there.
Comfortable like carrying it around?
Oh yeah, no problem at all.
Like you don't look, swollen or inflamed or
No.
anything like
No,
that.
we got the bags under the eyes, but that's just from
Yeah,
lack of sleep. But otherwise, no, we're
yeah,
feeling pretty good.
that's fucking sweet, man. Wow. I didn't think that you were fucking that heavy. Like, because you always wear like oversized shit at the gym, right? So it's kind of
Yeah,
really hard to gauge, how big you really are. But yeah, you must be carrying a lot of mass, dude.
we're getting there, man. We're getting there. I think most of it's in my ass
Uh,
currently. So, I mean, I'm sure once we shred down, a lot of that'll go, but we're getting there.
and we chatted last time. You said you're still off cycle right now, right? So fuck,
Yeah.
man.
That's
You're
just
gonna
nice.
put on another like 10, 15 pounds of muscle, dude.
Yeah, it usually comes on pretty quick. So I probably won't even like look into anything until we're already like into the prep.
And when does prep start for you?
Let's see if we do May. Like I'd
Yes.
like to take quite a long time because, as I said, it's been a really long off season. So I'd much rather take like a
Yeah.
slow 20 weeks and just shave off like a couple pounds here and there.
Yeah.
I'm looking to kind of make like the tail end of heavyweight.
Dog. That's good. I
Uh,
feel like 20 weeks is like the sweet number. I don't know.
mhm,
Yeah,
mhm.
it's like you're just shaving off like a couple pounds a week. Like nothing feels too crazy. You
No,
don't
and
feel like
you're
all of a sudden you're doing like 3 hours of cardio.
no, and you get ready 2, 3 weeks earlier. You kind of cruise in.
Yep,
You're
100%.
golden. Yeah.
yeah,
And
that's
you, Ryan, how many weeks out are you? Well,
same
you're
as you.
kind of transitioning back into things now. So how's that
Yeah.
look for
So we're, as of yesterday, technically, I think it's 44 weeks until
you? Yeah.
Legends, and we're sitting at like 191 pounds right now. So I was, 6, 7 months ago, 160 pounds. So,
Crazy.
we've done a little bit of work, and then,
That's crazy, man.
and it wasn't like, oh, I was still fucking training and eating lots. Like I wasn't training, I was eating nothing,
You're
literally nothing.
fasting, no?
Yeah, I was fasting for like 3, 4 days at a time, and I'd break my fast with like spinach and fucking ground beef one meal, and then I'd be good for like 4 days.
I
But I
could
felt,
not
man, honestly, I
fathom.
felt
I'd be so
amazing.
hungry, man.
I felt amazing, dude. I felt amazing, honestly.
Yeah.
And so now it's been, a little bit of an adjustment, getting back into like heavy training and
Yeah.
eating quite a bit of food. So we're gonna start back with a little bit of test next week, actually.
So you're completely like natty right now.
Yeah. Haven't
And
touched.
what'd you start at when you started with your new coach?
173.
So you put on like 20 some odd pounds just food wise.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
8. I put on 17 pounds in the last 6.5 weeks.
It's crazy, man. Just
Yeah.
food.
Yeah, just food, dude.
Good.
Just food.
Are you still
Good.
training fasted?
Yeah, I do. But I eat a lot of food at night, right? So like
Okay.
sometimes I'll cram 2 meals in between 7 and 9 p.m., go to bed, go train at
Yeah.
3, 4 o'clock. So like I got,
You're well fed.
yeah, I got 120 to 150 grams of carbs
Yeah,
in my
sure.
system by that time, right?
For
So
sure.
I don't consider it really being truly fasted.
Right.
Yeah, I don't have a meal before I go. So we'll start on a small cycle next week. And sorry, Mom, if you're hearing this, but just very low dose tests, and we'll see how the body responds. Like I expect just to be soaking it up like a sponge after being off for 2 years. And then we'll see, after 6, 8 weeks how things go and what we kind of add or whatnot from there. So, and then in terms of what we're gonna do, like I said, Legends, and then we'll see if I'm gonna be competitive enough to step on the national stage. Like honestly, I think I can be for sure,
Easily.
but time will tell, right? So if I am, then we will, and if not, then we'll just keep making a push to Arnold's in March of 24.
Fuck yeah.
Yeah, dude.
How do you feel about putting a needle back in you?
Oh, I fucking
Remember, I took a
kind
while
of
off.
excited. I'm kind of excited, man.
Are you?
Oh, I look forward to those days, bro.
Oh man, I remember I was off for like 8 or 9 months, like completely. I just like said, whatever, I'm done. And the first time I picked up that needle, I almost vomited, bro. I was like, what the It took me like legit half an hour to pin myself. It's like I didn't do it.
Does Chanel help you ever, or you do it all yourself?
So I ever since we like started dating, and I told her like right out of the gate, like I do this, like, and she knew. She's like, yeah, I already know. But I told her like I'd never ask you to ever help me with it. Like She's never touched one of them, or even like my box with my gear in it. I don't know.
Yeah.
That's like my morals to it. I've been like that with every girlfriend I've been with, but no, she's never
I,
touched.
I had one time asked Courtney to help me.
Mhm.
I was like in my bigger stage. I was like 235, and I think I was pinning like 3 cc, so I couldn't fucking reach.
Oh, that's like this long at that
Oh
point.
yeah, so I couldn't reach, right? And
Wait, you 3 cc's in your delt?
Did you split it
yeah,
up?
no, dude.
Oh,
Oh, God.
That's when I was just doing
Oh.
stupid amounts of shit, though. You know, I was working with a coach at the time and doing like excessive amounts of shit.
Mhm.
And anyway, she was helping me press the plunger in, and she's just like shaking, right? So the fucking needles just vibrate in my
I
shoulder.
bet you that felt good, eh?
Oh, after that, I was
oh,
like, okay, I'll figure
that's
it
no good
out.
management.
That's when I started breaking them up into like, you know, two different syringes on the same day, and then like doing pecs and
Yeah.
whatever, right? But
That's funny you bring that up. There's a guy when I lived in Barrie, and he was a bit of a goofy dude, whatever. He's like mid 40s, did a whole bunch of like experimenting, and he'd always just pin his delts. He never did glutes or quads or whatever. And he straight up told me what he would do is he'd pin it in and then push it into a wall.
oh man, I know a guy
Oh,
that does that. That's fucked.
Is that not
That's
messed up?
fucked, man.
oh,
Yeah.
Like,
And
what if you slipped on that wall, dude?
yeah,
you
it's
break it off? I don't
no
know.
bueno. No bueno.
Imagine that, the
Yeah.
needle breaking inside of you. Oh man.
That happened to one of my clients. He
No.
he was doing his glutes and he got like a contracture in his glute.
Oh,
And when his glute contracted, it twisted the needle and snapped it.
Oh.
And he had to get his fiance to like try to like get it out with like tweezers. And I'm like, that's
That's
too much, bro.
Was it
okay.
like, was it at least, if you know, like still kind of sticking out of the skin a bit?
Oh, because it snapped, like that little white part on the end of the needle
Yeah.
snapped right there.
Oh,
Like dug
that's
it all the way
terrible.
in.
Ah,
Yeah. Yeah. He ended up going to the hospital because
no doubt, dude.
Oh, sure.
I would fucking first like put an incision in my own skin to try to get that out before I embarrass myself at the hospital, man.
Yeah. Could you imagine walking with that?
Oh,
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 No.
no.
Yeah.
Fuck,
yeah,
dude.
I'd call 911. I just like I'm laying down, face down on the gurney. You're bringing me in the ambulance, man. I'm not walking. I'm not sitting in a car. 911, come get me.
100%, bro. 100%. When he told me, I was like, you got problems, man.
That's fucked, man.
Yeah. I don't coach him anymore. He's a bit.
Did that scar him for life? Like, did he never pin again or what?
I'm sure he still does. I don't know. I don't talk to him.
Oh, fuck me, dude.
Yeah.
Lifetime
I
addict.
hated pinning glutes after I couldn't fucking walk for a fucking day, you know? Like,
Yeah.
let alone fucking getting a needle broken into my fucking butt cheek. Ooh,
No thanks.
that's max,
Terrible.
dude.
Yeah.
Speak-
Wild
speak-
stories, man.
Speaking of pins, you guys ever had a bad injection, like fucking infection or fucking anything like that?
I got cellulitis once.
What?
Ooh,
Was
Yeah.
that like 3 years ago?
Yeah. Got on my quad. This guy sold me some stuff that was just like contaminated, I guess.
Yeah, I remember we were chatting about that a little bit.
Yeah, I went all the way from my knee all the way up to like the neck of my femur. And I was like just mangled for days.
That's
They had
fucked.
said actually if I didn't have, because I went into the walking clinic and it was probably about like 6 to 8 inches long at that point. And I said if I didn't go in, like, well, I lost my leg or something. She's like, no thanks. So that's the only bad time I've ever had with anything like that, though.
What about you, Rye?
nothing crazy. Like, run of the mill, like a little like cyst on the glute in the past, but that was it.
Yeah, yeah,
That's common, though.
Yeah, after like a few days, it's gone.
yeah.
Yeah.
I had one.
No needles busting on my ass.
I had one in my pec one time. I had like a big lump in my fucking pec for like 6, 7 days, man.
Really?
It was fucking painful.
I still find that wild that you did your pecs, man.
You gotta try
Yeah, I've literally never heard that before prior to you saying this.
it. Yo, look at is Ryan's face frozen on your screen too, Matt?
He's moving.
Oh man, his face is frozen. He just looks like this.
Nah,
Still dwelling on that needle breaking off on that guy's ass got me bummed out.
Yeah. The worst thing I ever did was my calf. I saw on this website, it was like in spotinjection.com or something. I don't know. And it was like all these wild spots like pec, lat, traps, rear delt. And I saw the calf. I was like, oh, great. Like, I could try that. Worst decision, man.
No fucking doubt, dude.
Yeah. It
Did
was
you
a
at least
bad
use
one.
a needle?
No, I use a 5/8.
Fuck me, dude.
Yeah. I couldn't walk for like 5-6 days. It was mangled.
That's messed up, man.
Yeah. Stupid things I did when I was younger, but whatever.
You ever have a squirter?
I've never had one like that. I've heard of people getting that.
Dude, they're fucking kind of weird.
I can imagine. So paint your wall like that, man.
I used a 22 gauge one time because that's all the fucking pharmacy had, and I was like too hardcore to miss a fucking half a day, you know.
It's like a harpoon, man.
Like a
dude.
garden hose coming at you.
Yeah.
So I was in the Good Life washroom in the stall, and I fucking
Good old
put it in,
Good
and
Life.
it fucking hurt a bit, you know. Anyway, so I pull it out, and when I pull it out, dude, it just fucking flew. Like it just fucking went fucking stall to stall, dude.
It doesn't surprise me. That's a big hole, man.
Yeah, dude, it was messed up.
Oh my gosh. You might as well grab like an 18 gauge and call it a day.
It's just the blunt fill, just have at it with that one.
Oh God. The things we do, eh? Wow.
Speaking of calves, but for a different reason, this is kind of embarrassing. So I've never had like any form of treatment in my entire life, right? Like in
No?
terms of massage, never.
No?
Always know I should have, just literally never did until last week. I finally went
Mhm.
and was going fine. In my like, I'm a huge baby. I mean, my girlfriend can attest. Like, she did FST on me one time, and I cried, and she never did it again. So everything's actually going pretty well.
Nice.
And I'm thinking, like, so she moves down to the calves, and I'm like, well, I got no tightness in my calves. This is gonna be golden, no
She found
issues,
something, didn't she?
dude. That was the most pain I've ever experienced in my entire life.
Yeah.
I was crying so hard into that pillow. Like, she had to throw that whole table out by the time I was done. Like, I was profusely sweating and profusely crying. It was highly embarrassing.
They're rough, man. It's right where the gastroc attaches to that tendon, eh?
Oh, dude.
Yeah.
It was rough.
Yeah. You
And
can
she had
make
been, I had like, just like a little, like, kind of like niggling like my right tricep there that she was going at for a long time. So I'm like, anything, just stop doing that, please. Stop doing that. So she goes to the calves from there. I'm like, oh, thank God, like a little bit of a breather.
No.
And then just Hell's Gates opened up, and there I was.
Yeah, you can make a grown man cry with a calf, bro. Trust
Oh
me.
fuck yeah,
Yeah.
man! You've never gotten therapy done?
Not once, not well. I can say once
Now
now.
once, and that's
That
probably the
is
first and last.
fucking
Yeah,
man. That
I
blows
will
my
go
mind.
back. I promise. I will go back.
Do you do like a lot of like recovery stuff, like stretching and fucking all that shit?
Nope.
That's why his calf made him cry.
No, I adapt the beignets where I just go for walks, and that's as much mobility as I'll need.
I love it.
If he says it works, I'm going with it.
I love it.
That's crazy. Like,
Go
I
for
feel
regular
like,
work, Ryan?
what's
Say
that?
that again.
You go for regular work, like massage?
Me?
Yeah.
Yeah, I try to at least go once a month.
Yeah.
Every 3 weeks is a little bit better. If it
Yeah.
was a little bit more affordable, I'd go every fucking week, to be honest.
Yeah.
Like, I love the pain, dude. It feels so nice. But my last guy I went to, dude, he was massaging my feet, the bottom of my feet. Oh my God, man. That was
Yeah.
fucking excruciating.
The plantar fascia was just mangled on you.
Oh man. No, it's like I have like no mobility in my big toe. I can't move my big toe on its own. Right? So he thinks it's like it's from my fucking sciatic is what it's from, like years and years of abuse.
Mhm.
And he thinks it's like stemming from my tib. But he was massaging one, the bottom of my foot, but then two between my fingers, like your big toe and your fucking second toe, like right through here. Oh, holy fuck, bro.
Ooh,
I
that
was
hurts my
sweating.
feet just hearing that.
Oh man, I was sweating like a mofo.
There's an acupuncture point at that little dip there. That's what he was getting at.
Man, it fucking hurt.
Yeah. I think it's like liver 3 or some shit. I don't know. But yeah, it's a nasty little spot.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Do you do regular shit? Like I know you now perform regular shit.
I
but
perform it all day long. I
Yeah.
don't get anything done. It's been a hot minute since I've got any work done. I need to get some stuff sorted out, but just been so busy at the clinic, which is a good problem. Don't get me wrong.
Sure.
Yeah, but there's like nowhere for me to get work done.
You're enjoying it?
Oh, I love it, man. I absolutely new people every day. Get your regulars in, it's good.
That's solid, man.
Yeah.
How many days a week are you working at the clinic? Because I know you do like house calls and shit too.
I'm working 6 days a week, so 5 at the clinic and then 1 house call and then Sunday clients. It's busy, but
And you're not doing any like PT work anymore at all?
in person, no.
No.
I always refer them out to like somebody local.
Yeah.
They could take care of it, but I haven't done any in-person training for since I quit Good Life. So
Oh, really? Yeah.
2.5 years, yeah, something like that.
You did post a little while back, maybe like 6, 7, 8 months ago, that you were adding that as an option, though, right?
I had it as an option. It just didn't pan out with like the rent the dude wanted, and like it just would have been. And also, I never went with it because I knew I was going to get my exams done for massage,
Mhm.
so I didn't want to have all these people sign up and then, oh, sorry, I can't.
Sure.
It just didn't work out.
That makes sense.
Yeah. So it is what it is, but I think it was a better decision than having a bunch of upset people.
Yeah.
No, absolutely.
Yeah.
Fellas,
Okay.
I got to bounce in like 10. You want to do some O predictions and then call it
Yeah.
a wrap on our first one?
I was gonna say let's do some quick O, and then maybe if we can squeeze a few questions in.
Yeah,
Sure.
let's do it.
Yeah.
Let's do it.
Okay. So what do you want to do? Just like classic and open, or
Well, I don't know any bikini girls, so I'll leave it at
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
I ain't doing that?
Yeah. I could probably only rattle off like top 5 classic guys too, just because there's so many of them.
I think starting with
Yeah.
top 5 would be
Yeah.
appropriate. Getting into top 10s is a little extensive, kind of then hard to figure out your 5th to 10th, right, or 6th to 10th.
Yeah. I think like you posted Logan today, and he looks phenomenal, man.
He looks nuts, man. He's slowly been creeping up. Like he's looking really, really good.
And it's just like a pretty package,
Yeah.
It's nothing outrageous or anything.
Yep.
And he's got the density, he's got the shape, and I mentioned in the story post that he's tall, right? So like it gives him more of a wow factor.
Mhm.
So it'll be interesting. He didn't compete last year at the Olympia. The year before he took 9th.
Yeah.
He's back top 5, maybe 6, in my opinion.
Yep.
Yeah.
I think it'll be based on where they place the younger guys too, like Ramon,
Terrence and Ramon and stuff.
Yeah.
Here's Golden Bear Boy or Miracle
Yeah.
Bear.
Yeah, I think he'll probably get like 3rd, maybe, the Miracle
Yeah.
Bear dude.
Really?
Yeah.
Man, see, I don't know. A lot of people are saying that, and like I think he's phenomenal. He's a great young talent, but if you look at his most recent post, he's got like 3 slides, and when you see his back shot, man, he just lacks the density and the width in the back.
Yeah, but like he's still so young.
Well, that's what I mean, right?
Yeah.
So of course he's so young, he's got mad potential, but that doesn't mean just because you're young and fucking look good, you can be 3rd, right?
So maybe not. I don't know, but his package suits his frame, Like it's not like anything's disproportionate in any sort of way to throw him off. You know what I mean?
I think 2024 he's going to be making a stab for first.
100%.
Yeah,
I even think this year, I think he's done enough to like hop Breon, because I think Breon looks the same year in, year out. Like I think he's just gonna kind of be like the Bonac of classic and just kind of keep slowly moving back in the pack.
He can worry about his pancakes for breakfast, man. Like,
yeah, I'm with you on that. Breon is nothing like he's great. Don't get me wrong, but
yeah, he's a phenomenal
thing over and over again.
Yeah, like he's looked the same for 6 years, and I mean these guys have all slowly just got better and better and better.
He has nowhere to go anymore. You know what I mean? Like I thought he was moving into fucking open or 212 or something a couple years ago.
No.
So I don't know.
At least, but no, I think it'll be Chris obviously that takes it again. I think this year.
I think so. Yeah.
Yeah.
And I don't know who would take second. Probably Terrence, to be honest.
Yeah, Terrence looks good. Terrence is always so surprising, man. Like Terrence looks like he's like 6 weeks out right up until like peak week, and then he's golden. Like I don't know how that dude does it.
I don't know, but he knows what he's doing. But he's
Yeah.
with that Heisen dude guy, or
Yeah,
yeah. And ever since he started working with him, he's just exploded, man.
yeah.
So who are you putting third then?
I go Chris first, Terrence second, maybe that Miracle Bear guy third, and then I'd like to see Franklin Logan get like fourth or fifth.
Mhm.
Whoever sneaks in between there. You know, there's that other guy, Lord Jones. He is great, man.
Yeah.
He is, but like I think he is just way too fucking big, man.
He's a big boy.
Like holy fuck.
he almost looks like you do bodybuilding.
100%.
Yeah.
He's got a tiny ass waist though. Tiny waist, man.
Yeah. He might get like, I don't know, top 10, but
I forgot about that guy actually.
Yeah.
Who's the one guy? I can't. His Instagram handles the Mr. Classic Physique. I can't think of his name offhand.
Yeah.
That dude is nutty. I haven't heard anything of him basically since he competed last, but he was a nutty looking guy. It won't come to me his name.
I can't think of his name either.
Robert Timms.
Yeah, there it is.
Yeah.
He's with AJ. No,
he's looking pretty nuts.
Did he qualify? Like, is he competing? I don't even know. Like, I think I follow him, but I haven't seen anything of it.
Gotta be. Like, he looks fucking nasty on September 20th. So
he's probably doing the O.
Yeah, I think so. Based off some of his recent pics and videos, he's looking pretty fucking gnarly.
Yeah. I'd stick Lord Jones or that guy, Mr. Classic Physique, between 5th and 6th, somewhere.
Yeah.
So
that or Ramon, I could like flip flop either of them. Ramon's looking really good too.
Yeah.
Again, same with him though. I think he just lacks like the dense, mature.
For sure.
I know it'll come though.
To Bumstead and Breon, not Breon,
Yeah.
Terrence. Okay, so Matt, I got you down as Chris, Terrence, yours, Logan, and then Lord Jones for your 5th.
Stick me in there.
All right, Ryan, what do you say?
He'll give me Matt's top 4 and just throw Ramon 5.
Okay.
Chris is looking pretty nutty, especially in the last few months working with Hani. So
man, arms have blown up.
Yeah, I think if he just shows up, it's a pretty well guaranteed win.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with Chris, Terrence. I'm gonna say Logan just because I want him to take him that first, 3rd spot. I'll say
out of the realm of possibility by any means. I mean, he's looking really, really good.
I'll say yours in 4th. And then 5th, man, that's a tough one. Like, you know who I think might be honestly a dark horse is what's his name? The guy with the crooked neck.
Oh yeah.
Portacallis?
Yeah. Because conditioning's really spot on, right?
He's with oh my gosh. The Real Technician. How am I forgetting his freaking name?
Yeah.
What the hell's his name? Chris Aceto.
Aceto.
Oh, what's this guy's name? Is it?
I forget his name.
I feel like it's Antonio Anthony. I don't fucking know. I just call him Crooked Neck.
He's got some
car accident.
That's for sure.
Apparently, he got in a car accident. And that's why his neck's like that.
Yeah, his SCM is jammed up, which is why he's all crooked like that.
Yeah.
Like, no disrespect, because the dude has an awesome physique, but that Arnold that he won, I'm just like, is it because like the judges are drawn to him because of the only guy with the head tilt? Like, because like I couldn't stop looking at it. Like, it's all I looked at the whole show.
It distracts
me.
Like,
this guy wins because he's the only one I'm looking at right now.
Yeah.
Fuck.
He won by default. He found a hack.
He does look phenomenal.
Yeah, he never misses on conditioning. That's for damn sure.
No.
I think that too. That the Miracle Bear guy, I think he needs to come in way harder and way tighter.
Yeah, if he's gonna be going against like Chris goes hard, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, to be able to match that conditioning and hardness and fullness.
So Maddie, who do you got for open?
Jeez, man. That's a tough one. Like, there's so many good dudes. The one dude, I'm just gonna say this. The one dude that I'd like to see do well is that Andrew Jacks dude.
100%.
I know he's not going to be top 5 probably, but if he came anywhere between like 5th and 10th, I'd be damn happy.
I definitely have him in top 10. I mean,
oh, 100%. He has to fall like in the top 10. I'd be surprised, you know. But there's so many new guys on the block. It's hard to pick and choose.
Same with Samson, man. Like Samson looks so good.
That's what I'm saying.
Fourth.
You guys
I definitely have Samson top 5.
Yeah.
Thank you. I'm gonna plug my laptop in.
I got Ramy, Hottie, Brandon, Samson, and Hunter.
You think Ramy's gonna win again?
I think so, man. He's too undeniable in terms of like the wow factor, and if he brings in the conditioning that he looks like he's bringing right now,
he looks better now than he did
on Sunday.
So
true.
If he
but
brings
you don't think they're gonna kind of stray away from that mass monster thing?
Not this year, no.
No,
not this year.
I think it's transitioning that way, but I think this kind of might be the last year.
Yeah.
Because you're gonna have guys like Samson, you're gonna have guys like Hunter. Brandon's got a fucking tiny ass waist. You have all these guys that are now wide with tiny waists. I think then they'll be like, oh man, now we have to change the way we're fucking doing this judging.
How do you think Nick's gonna do?
Walker?
Yeah.
It's hard to say. Like a lot of people think top 5, where I could definitely see that. I don't personally like his physique, so I don't.
No, I don't either.
I don't like to bias decisions, right? I'd say probably like 7th, to be honest. Yeah, 6th or 7th. But then I want to say like Ian at 6th, because and not because he's Canadian or anything. I think Ian's fucking got some of the nicer poses.
I think he has prettier physique pose than Nick.
Yeah. And he's definitely brought up everything this year too.
100%.
Nick kind of reminds me of you see those like pictures on like Google's like those pit bulls on juice.
Yeah.
Nick reminds me of that for some reason.
Yeah.
For me, I can't stop looking at his fucking calves and shins, bro.
All the varicose veins and stuff.
Yeah.
Like, I know it's not. I don't know. I don't know if it's his fault or not.
That would be genetic, I would assume.
Right. So, but it's so
But he's not helping the fact that he's
it's
so big.
so displeasing to look at.
Yeah,
it's just funny to me though. They're on his legs, so people see them as ugly. But Frank McGrath has them all over his arms, and people think it's like the coolest thing ever.
That's true.
It's the same damn thing,
That's true.
Yeah, like I think that's just more so genetic.
Yeah.
So, Rye, what are you saying for open top 5?
All right, let's do this. Rami.
Yep.
Hottie. Let's go. Hunter.
Ooh.
Nick. Samson. I'm probably very wrong, but that's what my heart's telling me.
Have you guys ever seen Hottie in person?
No.
Or anything? He's a big bastard, man. I saw him in Vancouver, and it's just like, holy moly.
Well, even Ian said that he's never seen someone that conditioned in person in his life.
It's wild to see.
No doubt, man.
Yeah.
He just dude maintains his strength until he's 2 weeks out, and he's just got that hack squat overloaded. He's stacking plates on top.
Right? It's crazy, man. He knows what he's doing.
Okay, Matt, who do you got for your top 5?
I'm gonna stick my boy Hottie up first, then Rami.
There we go.
Okay.
We go Hottie, Rami. I think you're onto something with Hunter. Hunter's gonna do pretty good.
He looks pretty nice.
Yeah, I'll put Hunter in 3rd, and then who's the guy? Well, I can't remember his name right now. He just won the Spain show today. Brett Wilkin.
Yeah. What?
He's not competing this year, I don't think. Is he?
I don't think so, is he?
I don't think he's in it this year.
Oh, well then guess Brett's not doing it. Okay. Well, I think Samson would take at least 4th or 5th. So let's say 4th for him. And then 5th.
To me, he's a much better Brandon. I don't get why everybody's still talking about Brandon. Samson's Brandon 2.0.
100%, man.
But I think because Brandon has the credibility, that's why.
Oh, 100%. Absolutely.
Right.
Yeah, and then I put Ian at fifth. He's been making his way up the
Right.
ranks over the years, so
Like,
I think he'd be able to crack top 5.
Breaking his perennial 7th.
yeah.
Right? He should be able to do okay.
Yeah, like for me, I have him like 6th or 5th, just depending on how Hunter shows up, because Ian's gonna bring the conditioning. We know that, right?
Sure.
If Hunter brings the conditioning, though, it's an entirely different shape and look than Ian unfortunately brings. So it'll be tight though for sure.
100%. Do you want to
Right.
bang like 2 or 3 of these
Yeah,
questions?
Rye, you got time?
I got to bounce. If you fellas want to hammer out the questions, by all means, we'll link up and get something going for next week.
Easy
Mhm.
peasy.
All right, fellas. It was a pleasure. We'll talk
All right,
soon.
take it easy, bro.
All right, brother.
Take care, guys.
All right, Ryan, let's get some of these questions. Let me see what we got. Let's see. So,
How many goofy ones did you get?
bro, there's some of these I'm not even gonna read. Just ridiculous. So this one says best food place, you can only pick one. Fuck the anonymous shit. This is Jay Living Good. So Jay Living Good
Best food place?
best food place. You
can
can only pick one.
The Keg, bro.
Ah, that's a solid choice, bro.
Man, I would fucking go there every day of the week and smash
Yeah.
buns and smash steak.
That bread is bomb,
Dude,
eh?
unreal.
I think you nailed it. I would have to go with the Keg or something like a Jack Astor's if I didn't want anything fancy.
Yeah.
I'd go with that one. And then your biggest inspiration towards bodybuilding. Go.
Biggest inspiration towards bodybuilding. That's a tough one, man.
Yeah. It's a good one.
As kind of cliche as it sounds, I'd probably have to say Dorian.
Yeah.
And not like, so I never got into bodybuilding because of Dorian, but he and what he did during that time, man, is fucking just absolutely insane. You know,
Yeah.
like he took bodybuilding to a whole new level. Dungeon gym, fucking no one knew who the fuck he was. He just came out of the fucking woodwork, you know.
His whole mentality towards it.
Insane, dude. Insane.
As this is gonna be way off. But my guy that got me into bodybuilding was CT Fletcher. Like way back when.
Yeah.
He was like my jam, bro. I'd say he's the one that kind of like dove me into that like hardcore realm of things. Before I knew any like mainstream, like even I didn't even know Dorian at the time. It was just like CT Fletcher and that was it. But so I go with him. That was my man in the day.
Yeah, he's a savage, man.
Oh, he is even to this day, man. He's old, had a couple of heart attacks, heart surgery, everything. He's still doing his thing. He's got his son that he's like pushing along that way too, which is kind of neat.
Yeah.
But yeah, I liked his vibe back in the day. What is your favorite part about coaching? And then I'm gonna add on what is one of the most annoying things about it?
Favorite part, man.
Yeah.
I think you might agree with this one, but the favorite part for me is how either, you know, good clients feel or just how, you know, successful their kind of life ends up being and how proud they are of themselves.
Yeah.
Like I just had a week of check-ins this weekend, man, and everyone's just fucking crushing it. And I went outside and had like a little bit of an emotional moment. I just felt so good that they all felt so good.
Yeah, so you got a big part in that, you know.
Yeah. Well, I appreciate that, brother. But you know, you know how it is.
100%. And I think that'd probably be my favorite thing about coaching too, is just being able to like help people along the way. I know, like we're not no psychologists or life coach, but like that comes up with what we do.
100%.
So just being able to like get people from point A to point B, if it be a physical thing, a mental thing, or whatever. I think that's by all means the best thing about coaching. And then the most annoying thing.
Most annoying thing?
Yeah, go at it.
I think honestly, just the most annoying thing would be people not respecting your time.
Hmm.
You know, whether it be, you know, late check-ins, no check-ins, anything in that realm to do with time. Like I have a lot of clients that will, when they message me, they preface with saying, like, hey man, I know it's late, or I know you might be doing, which I appreciate that though,
Yeah,
right? Like, and so I'll choose whether I want to answer or not. But when people don't appreciate the time, that
yeah,
kind of, you know, gets me, for lack of a better.
100%, bro.
Yeah.
I agree. I think my most annoying or like pet peeve is people that think you're like their only client. You know what I mean? And it's just like, I have a roster of 40 people, bro. My world does not revolve just around you.
Hmm.
And they just like blow up your phone, try and call you. I'm like, you gotta set up a call, bro. I got things to do.
Yeah.
I think that's like my biggest pet peeve is the ones that think it's them and that's it.
I'd say to add to that, when clients try to compare themselves to other people,
Yes.
that is bothersome to me.
Especially when somebody that's been in the game for like 4 or 5 years or 10,
Yeah.
you
Yeah.
know? Yeah. I've had a lot of those conversations. I'm sure you have too.
Yeah, definitely.
And you just gotta be like, okay, Johnny, like he's been in the game. He's 29. You are 18.
Yeah. I find it more so though with female clients.
Yeah, with all like social medias and like even just like models or whoever on Instagram, like, oh, I want to look like this.
Hmm.
I get we all want to look good, but
Hmm.
I think it just comes down to realizing like it takes time and effort, you know? You could drop a program, but if you're not gonna execute it to a T, are you gonna get to where you want to be?
Not only that, having the self-awareness to understand like you're not probably ever going to look like this person because you're not genetically made to be either, right? You might have fucking wide hips and broad shoulders for a female, where this chick's fucking neat, wide butt, you know?
You don't
And
have the physical makeup.
exactly, right?
Yeah. I think it's a hard one for people to understand. They just think they can like morph their body.
Hmm.
You know,
Hmm.
like you can to a certain degree, but you cannot change your bone size. You
No, no.
can't change the size of your pelvis or your rib cage. Like it's just not gonna happen. So yeah, I think by all means that can get a bit annoying having to like reiterate it to people.
Yeah, and I don't want to say like annoying, you know what I mean?
Hmm.
But it gets challenging
Yeah,
to try to get that across in a way that's, you know, going to come across as either, you know, empathetic or understanding, or you guys try to fucking smack them in the head and be like, you know, listen, like,
yeah,
you know,
yeah. You could be nice and polite and empathetic the first few times, but it's like, okay, we've had this conversation 8 times.
mhm, mhm.
You're not gonna look like Beyonce. Just not gonna happen, you know?
No.
But no, 100%. I agree with you there, bro. Um, let's see. We get one more good one. Oh, we can end it off with a gear question. How about that? When did you first start using gear and do you regret doing it?
Mm, that's a good one. For me, I first started when I was 26 and a half years old.
Oh,
And I think nowadays that's fucking like old to be
that is
starting
old. That's good.
starting here. Yeah, man. So I tried, honestly, I did lots of research in my younger years, played football in university,
Mhm,
new training after that. So I tried every method of training, every method of eating, you know, eating like stupid amounts of food, eating strictly proteins and fats,
yeah,
good mix of all three. And I found I never once could get over 181 pounds.
really.
Never once, never could. And then so once I got into competing, first show was natural, and had a coach reach out to me. Oh man, you got fucking potential, right?
Mm,
And so I started looking into it. I was like, you know what? Maybe I fucking do have some serious potential here, because people thought I was on fucking gear when I was natty, just because I was so fucking lean all the time. And so I was like, you know what? I'm gonna do some serious research on this,
mhm,
and you know, talk to some people about it and shit. And so after about like, you know, 6, 7 months of like doing research, contemplate, talking to a couple coaches, couple buddies,
mhm.
that's when I started doing it. And to say, do I regret doing it? Absolutely not.
Yeah.
The one negative that came from it was that I greatly disappointed my family. So, like, especially my mom. So,
Yeah.
there's no regret still, but I wish there was another way that I could have, done that without having my mom feel so hurt.
Did you
Right.
tell her or she found out?
So I think they had an idea at Christmas time because I looked like a fucking balloon one year.
Mm.
And my dad just like flat out fucking just said it out in the open. And so then my mom actually wrote me a letter. Instead of talking to me about it, she wrote me a letter because she probably had a tough time, having that conversation.
Mhm.
Wrote me a letter and didn't even mail it. She physically dropped it off in my mailbox because there was no stamp on it or nothing.
Mm.
But she dropped it off, and I kept that letter actually up until last year, and then I just ripped it up. And I would read it some days, and it make me pretty emotional because of how much it hurt her.
Was it
But to
like
say,
saying how she was like disappointed in you and sad type thing?
yeah, man, she compared it to when I was 7 years old and I drowned in the lake. I almost fucking died. I drowned and these dudes saved me. She goes, "You
Mhm.
remind me of the drowning boy that I can't save." And I was like,
That's that's a deep one, man.
oh man, that hurt me so bad, honestly. Like I bawled my eyes out when I read that. So, you know, in that sense, I think I could probably say that I do. I regret the impact that it had on my mom.
Yeah.
I'll say it that way, right? But to say I regret taking it, I would say no in that sense.
Damn. That's hard, man.
That was a
Yeah, like
dagger, bro. That was
that
a dagger,
that almost brought me to tears. That you're the drowning boy that I couldn't say, oh fuck. Yeah,
right?
that would get you real good, man.
Yeah.
I was I regret it. At least at the time that I started. I remember in like a club phase. I was like 19. It was
Oh
way
shit.
yeah. And some guy at the gym, I don't even know how it came up. Some guy at the gym, oh, you look good, you should compete. Okay, like kind of took his opinion. Did my first two shows naturally. First show naturally, and the second show is enhanced. But like it was way too young. And like when I see like these guys message me on Instagram and they're like 18, I'm like, no, like this
Mm-hmm.
put some effort into it, like what you did. Experiment with food. Try and do this. Try and do that. Read. Like I have all these kids that
A lost art, bro.
it is a lost art, man, and it's fucking sad because they just like think their body. Well, as soon as you're done taking it, everything's done and over with.
Mhm.
Right? But things linger. Like I'm gonna deal with some side effects down the road, 100%. I've came to terms with that. But at 19, I shouldn't have done it then, to be honest, but I can't go back in time and switch it.
No.
But I think the only thing I regret was the age that I did it at. And then same thing when my mom found out, oh man, I think she was not pleased with me, bro. And it was a stupid way that she found out too. Uh I had a vial, an empty vial, and I had like put it in my pocket because I went to like my ex-girlfriend's house and like so I was sleeping over there, so I pinned at her bathroom or whatever. And I forgot it in my pant pocket, and she did my laundry at the time, so she's like doing the laundry. She found it. Oh fuck! It was probably like the most disappointing moment in my life, man. And like you can't lie about anything then. Like it says testosterone on it. Like
Yeah.
can't tell it was a mint container or anything. Like,
Like back in high school, fucking when you're smoking weed, it's just oregano.
exactly. Like I can't make it up. So she was not happy with me for a few years, to be honest with you. But after everything, she kind of came to terms. Like she still knows that I use, but like I go to the doctors frequently. I have doctors in Canada, obviously, and I have a doctor in the UK, and I have a doctor in Australia. Like, so I have a good mix of medical sources to like make sure I'm good and fine. But I still think it bothers her to the well, I know it bothers her to this day, but yeah, I think it was just hard, you know, but I should not have done it that young. If I could go back in time, I would have waited to at least 25, 24,
How old do you know?
28.
Okay, yeah.
So I
Fuck.
would have only been on cycle 2 years if I did what you did, right? But it's been legit almost 10 years, like on and off everything. Luckily enough, knock on wood, I've had nothing serious ever come of it.
Mhm.
There's like acne and shit from like bad sources as a kid. And like I ate like an asshole. But other than that, that's gotta be like the only thing I'd say I regret was my age and like you said, seeing your mom's disappointment, man. Like
Mm-hmm.
you never want to see your parents disappointed in you.
What
I
about
love
dad?
he wasn't he didn't say too much. He was kind of like in the backgrounds, like I know you fucked up type of thing.
Yeah,
I'm gonna leave it at that, and we don't have to speak of it type of thing.
yeah,
But my mom was the voice of it all.
yeah.
But yeah, so if there's any advice I could give to like kids, it's just like read. Like you said, it's a lost art, man.
Hmm.
And it doesn't do you any good not knowing what you're doing.
No.
Like you and I could tell somebody what to take, but you don't know it, like at least they don't know what they're actually really taking,
Hmm.
you know? It makes no sense to me, but it is what it is.
Not even just like what they're taking, but like the mechanisms behind what they're taking too, you know?
Yeah, like the long-term effects. Like they just think, like I said, as soon as they stop injecting, oh, I'm fine, I'm good. Like, no, bro, if you use this for a few years, even after a few weeks, depending on the individual, you could have some long-term effects with your fertility, for
Hmm.
example, whatever. Luckily, were able to have a baby, but like
Hmm.
some people abuse it and we won't have a good shot at it, you know?
Which is crazy too for me. Like, so I've done, PCTs that are prescribed from coaches or doctors. And the two times I did a legit PCT, I was fucked, bro.
Yeah.
Like, I was fucked here. My shit down there was fucked.
Mhm.
Uh, Shortly started coming too, but like this was fucked for a long time.
Yeah.
My PCT ever was I tapered down to 100 milligrams of test a week, and then cold turkey stopped it with no
Oh,
PCT, nothing, dude. And that was
yeah.
the best PCT I've ever had.
Really?
Best PCT I've ever had. Shit
That's
came back to life within like a couple weeks. This was good the whole fucking time. And now
interesting.
quarantine's about to blow any day.
Yeah,
And,
that's wild. I would have thought that would have gone horrendous.
I honestly just told myself mentally that I know I can produce my own shit. I was like, I know I can do it. I know I can do it.
And I think that's another big thing too. As soon as you have that thought process that this is going to go horribly wrong, it normally will.
Mm-hmm.
You
Mm-hmm.
know, like I had a lady today, like she wanted to talk about Glenn, and she's like, "Oh, out to lunch with it." Like not out to lunch, but like is worried about it so bad. I'm like, maybe don't take it, but like if you already have that preconceived thought that it's going to go bad,
Go bad. It's
it
gonna go
will go
bad.
bad. You know?
100%. It has to. It literally has to.
Yeah. So I don't know. Where the mind goes, the body follows, right?
100%. I don't think people understand how, interconnected that is, where you can literally program your mind to program your body. Like even for me right now, 17 pounds in 6.5, 7 weeks, I'm telling myself that I'm on gear. I'm like,
Hmm.
yo, I'm on fucking gear right now. Like I still got all the cells as if I was on gear. I still have all the muscle there. And whether it's a legit scientific thing that it's true, that's why this is responding this way, who knows? But you know,
But I'm sure if you had a shitty thought process to it all, it would not go so well.
mhm.
Simple
Agreed.
as that, you
Agreed.
know? Yeah. But I think it's a good way to end it off. I think it's a
Yeah.
nice little first session,
Yep. Deep dive was a nice deep dive.
episode 1.
Yeah, that's it, man. So yeah, next time, I think we'll do like another little quick
Yeah.
update. I think we should all do the due diligence of looking into some of the guys that are stepping on
Mhm.
stage and seeing kind of where we think they might go.
Yeah.
And I think we should start like maybe doing a topics on our socials see what people kind of want to see us talk about, and then again do another Q&A. I think we should end with Q&A every single time.
100%. Yeah. Even if it's 4 or 5 questions, whatever.
Yeah, yeah. And we'll have this one up. I want to try to get it up by the end of the week. I know we said that we want to do like a few and have them like ready to roll out.
As long as it doesn't, you could do it that way or not. Like it doesn't matter as long as we're not rushed. Like, or
Yeah.
we're editing it. Like I'm not doing it, but like as long as you're not rushed to put it up. You know, that's
I'm not gonna like edit anything in particular. You know what I mean? I'm gonna add our logo to it and whatever, but I'm not gonna like cut things out and whatnot, right?
Did you figure out the Spotify thing?
No, not yet. So I've been asking a buddy that I used to train actually, and he's looking into some things for me. So
at the moment, we can just post it on YouTube.
Yeah.
So we figure out the Spotify thing. I'll dig into it and see what we'd have to.
I gotta condense it from a video into a like voice kind of only file, right? So, which I don't think will be too hard to do, but then just getting on Spotify will be the more challenging part.
We'll figure it out. I'll look into it today and see if I could figure it out somehow, but I don't think it'd be too hard.
No, I don't think so.
No. All right, bro. Well, I'm gonna go eat. That's I like that.
That was fun, man.
Oh, hell yeah. Where's Courtney? She's good?
Yeah, she's just laying on the couch, taking her easy, you know, praying he comes out. When is she due?
Next couple of days, weeks?
Tuesday. Yeah. So original due date was December 4th, and they moved it to November 29th. Now we're thinking, though, it's going to come more towards the original due date.
Okay.
But yeah, fucking soon, bro. Soon, dude.
That's wild.
I know, man.
She's all good though. Everything's to plan.
Yeah, great. She's just tired and sore, and
I don't blame her.
Well, you know what I mean. But like mentally great. You know, physically otherwise very good.
Yeah, and baby's good.
Yeah, man, very healthy, very healthy. Hopefully it's not as big as we think it might be, because like, man, her belly is like massive. This thing looks huge in there. So, and you know, she's got tiny little hips, right?
Small frame, yeah.
Yeah. So
they might think you have to do like a C-section or something.
She doesn't want to, obviously, but you know, again, we're just trying to drill into this. Yeah.
As long as the baby's not like colossal and can fit through the gap, you're okay.
Yeah.
Fuck yeah, man. Well, keep me posted if it does happen Tuesday. Just shoot me a text, bro.
Well, we're going for an appointment on Tuesday, so.
Okay, so you'll know if so.
Hey, look at this belly. Show him the side view.
Oh my goodness.
Like, that's crazy, dude.
You can't even notice when she looks at you like face on though, eh?
Like, she doesn't even look anything, you know what I mean? She's put on very little body fat. It's just like all belly. All belly, bro.
Crazy, man. I'm happy for you guys. That'd be good. Thanks, you guys got like the whole like crib and everything.
Oh yeah, nursery's all set up. You know, just waiting for the baby to drop out.
Well, hopefully it doesn't drop out. That would not be good. All right, bro. Well, keep me posted how the week goes.
Absolutely, my man.
All right, brother. We'll chat soon, all right?
All right, my man. Have a great day, buddy.
Take it easy, man.
Later.